hearing other people's things. It's really insightful a lot of the
So
time.
with experiences of going through care, do
hmm
you mind sharing what your experience with, like, was?
Yeah, wow, I don't really know where to start, but so I went into care officially a week before my 16th birthday.
Okay.
I stayed with an incredible foster family. I was just immensely lucky. I
Do you still
understood
have contact with them now?
no.
Mm,
So
that's
there was
sad.
a stay and put agreement to stay until I was 25,
Right.
but a few days before my 18th, they come up to my room and said, "We found you a place. You'll move in there tomorrow." And that was it. I was gone the next day. So no, I have not got contact with them.
Okay.
And things like that, I've actually heard there are a lot of similar experiences from a lot of young people that I've heard, and it's really disheartening and just it's really sad. I go and do talks to foster carers, do training with foster carers about the right language and what direct work to do with young people and stuff. And just the thought that some of those foster carers are just kind of like abandoning the young people when they turn 18. I do feel like that is a common feeling for a lot of young people.
Yeah.
I had that, and I know that a few people personally in my life have experienced that as well. So yeah, I did experience that. Um, I don't even know where to start about how I got into
So
care.
you say you've gone and done talks with foster carers
Mhm.
on how to, like, sort of like approach that. How has that been for you? What's that been like?
A little bit triggering, I'll be honest. And
Yeah, I can imagine.
to a certain degree, I sometimes look at them and I think you're saying the right things, but I can't prove that you're actually going to do that.
Right.
And that to me gets a little bit overwhelming because I think, oh, you could be saying all the right things. You could be agreeing with me right now and saying you understand how hurtful it could be and that you're going to talk to the young person and really build this relationship and a bond, so then there won't be any abandonment issues. But you can't know whether they're actually going to do that because I thought my carers were going to do that
Yeah.
and they didn't. So I think it's about trying to have the ability to trust people, put your trust in people when you have absolutely no idea. You get no update about that. You don't find out about the outcome.
Where I would put in my 10 pence,
Yeah.
the same thing happened to me.
Yeah.
Carers, every foster care home I went to, they would come up to me and they'd be like, "Yeah, you're here forever. You can
Yeah.
stay as long as you want." And then they would just move you on to someone else after
hmm
something bad or disappointing. And then the way I look at it is, you're a young person, and if you think the way the carer would accidentally misplace your trust, and then they make you think, how am I meant to trust people when I get
Yeah.
older?
Yeah,
It's
massively.
like they're meant to care for you and be your carer, and then they're like, "Oh, you're moving out tomorrow,"
Yeah.
and you're just like, "Oh crap, okay, thanks."
Absolutely. For me, I struggle with things like abandonment, from the fact that uh, my mum basically, I had abandonment issues from my mum and stuff, and my dad and a lot of people, like members of my basically all over. Any trusting relationship I've had, they've managed to abandon. so,
Right. Right.
so I feel like when you give all of your trust and you start to care for foster family, foster carers especially, and they put that trust, they kind of build that relationship with you, and then they push it down again, it really makes you feel like, should you bother to try and build relationships with people again? And I don't
Yeah.
think foster carers quite understand the power that they hold when young people are reaching the age of care leavers,
Yeah.
because it's such, yeah, it's a really difficult time when a young person goes into care. Absolutely. I am not disputing that in the slightest. But I really don't think that carers understand the magnitude and the difficulty of what it's like to have to leave and have pretty much no one. Like a lot of young people in the care system don't have anyone, like anyone at all. That foster family is the only connection they've got to anyone. And if that foster family breaks that connection and breaks that trust, a young person's got no one a lot of the time.
You're fragile.
Yeah, it
Like,
really is.
it's just terrible. Not terrible. Like, it works and it does what it's supposed to,
Mhm.
but in the same way, like the way you're describing it is literally just so fragile.